Greetings and welcome back, gentles and ladiesmen, to another Spyro-tastic episode, or Norktacular or Ripto-rific episode of Exoplace Spyro 2 Ripto's Rage for the PlayStation, also known as Spyro 2 Gateway to Glimmer. And in this episode, or I'm sorry, the last episode, we kicked off Aquaria Towers, but we're gonna finish off that stage real quick. And there's actually quite a bit left to do. This is one of the longest levels in the game, from my experience. Before we do anything else, let's go chat with Moneybags real quick.
Hi, Spyro. You must be tougher than you look to get here. All the same, you won't be able to get past the metal sharks up ahead. I suppose I could let you borrow my submarine, though. For a modest fee, of course. A pleasure doing business with you, Spyro. This submarine is 100% shark-proof. I guarantee it.
So yeah, if you try to swim through this area, the sharks will eat you and then you'll die. So don't try that. At least not yet. There might be a way to kill these sharks in the level, but... And it's actually one of the most interesting uses of the power-up gates in this game in terms of, you know, the spirit particles and all that stuff. So... yeah, more enemies to kill, and... again, I always find it interesting in games. I pointed this out in Spyro 1 as well. I always find it interesting when there are like different parties of enemies fighting each other. Turns out I was wrong. There's no point in Xenoblade Chronicles where enemies will be fighting each other and then you can use that to your advantage. I must be thinking of, maybe that happens in Xenoblade X or something, I don't know. Let's see, before I forget... no, that's not actually in this room. There is a room where there are a couple of green or purple gems up at the top. Ah! My observance is paid off. Taking time to make sure that I didn't miss anything is paid off. So now we've looped around to the beginning of the level. This level actually has a very Spyro 3 kind of structure to it.
Our world is wet again. We all want you to have this talisman of Aquaria Towers to remember us by.
All the levels in Spyro 3 are kind of designed like big donuts, so that basically the level loops around back to the start when you finish it. And so Aquaria Towers, that fits Aquaria Towers to a T in terms of how it's built. Let's see. So we've got all the gems down here. Then here's a power-up gate we can grab here, and now we can defeat those sharks. And it's also where the skill point starts to come into play. So as you can see, this level is littered with seaweed, and if we destroy all the seaweed, we will get a skill point. And the Super Flame power-up also allows you to defeat these sharks and grab their spirit particles. What, I don't know, I guess the spirit particles are useless after you've activated the gate, which is another reason why dropping gems from enemies is a much better design philosophy in my opinion, but I digress. Alright, we managed to get everything in time. So that's this little area done and over with, so let's go back around the other way and grab that portal again. Again, I must say, this is a great 3D swimming control scheme. It's so simple but so effective, and it's always so much fun to watch Spyro dart around the screen while he's swimming. I really enjoy the swimming control scheme. But I probably said that before like a billion times. Oh, wait. Got ourselves a seaweed. We'll come on over here. Should be a few more sharks down here and some seaweed and a little thing to open. So if you can't find a rocket to break open the silver statues, you can also use the Super Flame ability, which is yeah. And this is one of those skill points that gets a lot easier after you've beaten the final boss, or gotten the 100% reward rather, I should say. Not to spoil what that is yet, but I bet you can guess. So yeah. We'll go grab the thing again, because I believe there are a few more seaweed we have to grab first before we can go back up to the surface and do with that as we will. Let's see. So we got everything down there. Did we get everything down here? Yes, so there's no seaweed. Oh, and up here, make sure you do not miss these. There are 2 purple gems up here that you need to grab. And this will take us down towards the metal shark sub, which we've already completed everything with. There's like a weird pocket of air where Moneybags is, because I guess they couldn't be bothered to model him in, like, scuba gear or something. Which would not be out of place in this game at all, considering how strange it is. But, you know, whatever. So now that we've finished this bottom layer of Aquaria Towers, there's actually an upper area that we can reach now that we've succeeded in flooding the stage. And here's where the last of the seaweed and the gems are. And there's a couple of orbs to grab as well. So we'll go make sure that we get all those. Let's see, I thought I saw more seaweed up over here, but I guess I was mistaken. And as you can see, there's still fodder for you to grab. I think all of the fodder in this level are sheep with scuba gear on, so I guess, yeah. Let's see, there's another one over there. Oh, I just barely missed it. And, you know, obviously you can't shoot regular fire breath, so you do need the super flame to get all of these. I don't know, I guess for now we'll grab the gems. And as you can see, Hunter's up here, so we're probably gonna have some more extreme sports to play in not too long. Is that all the gems? I feel like there's more. There's one up here. A couple up here, actually. And here's a couple more undersea jars. And then that's it for the gems. We're done with the gems, folks. Now we just gotta go find our way back underground so we can get the power-up gate and grab the last of the seaweed. Then we can go from there with the orbs. So, like I said, even with the mini-games, there's still... These levels are still fairly fast-paced, like compared to fully completing like Rusty Bucket Bay or something in Banjo-Kazooie. Still, you can still 100% these levels in about 10 minutes, which I think is perfect. Just, you know, 10 to 15 minutes, which feels like just right for a collectathon like this. So, yeah, I'd say that in terms of marrying these older ideas of what Spyro was with, you know, some of these new mini games, I feel like they did a pretty good job, all things considered, even if I don't find all of the mini games especially interesting to play. So apparently we're still missing a seaweed somewhere, even though I don't see it anywhere. I guess we will have to find it later.
The water workers have kidnapped 6 of my children and hidden them in the tops of these numbered towers. I borrowed some explosives to blast the doors off the towers. If you can make it to the top of the 6 numbered towers, my children will be safe.
So that's what we're doing for this mini game. So basically, it's kind of a mix of the two in-level of the two. Like, you either have mini games, you have side quests where you have to go around the level and flame something or destroy it, or you have level basically like mechanical challenges. And this one kind of pushes the latter two together. You gotta go find these towers, and then you have a little mechanical challenge that you do. So I think this is probably one of the better ones in that sense. But unfortunately, you can mostly cheese your way through them if you have enough health. That's all you need to do to get that guy. So now that we've done that, we can go back over here. And the rest of the towers are in the main sort of chunk of stage, but it's not too bad because you can swim your way around through all of it. Here's number 3, gate number 3. Pick number 3, my lord. You get cookies. You get a cookie if you get that reference. And then that crab's gonna do nothing to stop you, so that's easy. So it's like, I don't know, conceptually they've got the right idea about how they go about this, but it'd be, I don't know, if I'm nitpicking, these could afford to be just a little bit tougher. Alright, so there you just gotta wait your turn for the electricity barriers to go down so you can move around. By the way, if there's any electricity in water, you're getting zapped. That's just how it works, but I don't know. I guess Avalar magic is preventing it from harming Spyro because it's a fictional world after all. The last seaweed's gotta be around here somewhere. Because I know I definitely didn't get a skill point yet. There's no seaweed down here. So... I guess we can check the shark tunnel again. 'Cause that's the only other place it could be. Unless if I'm an idiot and I completely missed the animation of the skill point. Oh. Yeah, that one's probably the most interesting one we've played so far, but even then, still pretty easy, and because you have sparks, you can tank a bunch of hits, so... Yeah, I'm not trying to be, like, too picky or anything, I'm just saying. I'm just kind of pointing out little ways I might have made some of these minigames better. I don't know. I had more fun doing the water tunnel minigames in Spyro 3 because they were actually challenging. Even if they are kind of, you know, a little bit frustrating, just a teeny bit. Rather play something that engages me, is all I'm saying. Let's see. Oh, there it is. Alright, so I guess we'll go grab the power-up gate and come back for that in a second. The 6th tower should be over here. But once we beat it, it's gonna warp us back up to King Seahorse, so might as well get the power-up gate now and just get that over with. And then come back for the tower, then it will warp me upstairs, then we can go do the other orb. Okay, so... should be over... here somewhere. There it is. I hit it like right next to the wall where I could barely see it. There's a skill point for the stage, and you of course get an extra life, so that's your little indication always. So keep your ear out for that sound effect, ladies and gentlemen. Oops. This is one of the only cases where you also have a paddle ability. You can charge through the water and you can paddle.
Now we can swim in peace. I heard that you were collecting these orbs. Please take this one.
Hey, thank you, King Seahorse. Bet that guy's voice is a little hoarse. Anyways, that joke was a little sheepish. It's the crown jewel. I'm just flooding everything with puns. These are all terrible.
I've been trying to tame my new pet Manta Ray, but he just won't obey me.
Obey me.
Hey, you're just about the right size to ride on his back. Great. Hop on his back and guide him through each of the rings of bubbles as it appears. And remember, he's brand new, so try not to get him dented or scratched up.
But Hunter, he's a living thing. He can't be dented. Actually, I suppose he could. I don't know. I don't know anything about the anatomy of manta rays. But basically all you have to do is fly through rings and... Okay, I don't know how I managed to lose that. It's one of the easiest minigames ever. Alright, so yeah, all you literally have to do is just steer them around and into the bubble rings, which is, you know, a mechanical challenge, which is fine. And it's, you know, it's kind of challenging. Like, it's easier than I made it look in that first failed attempt. Like, cause like, as you can see, you can always see where the bubbles are, so it's not like you have to guess around.
Well done! I suppose I owe you something for that. Here, take this orb. I found it in one of my flippers. Now that the Manta Ray's tamed, I'd love to get him into racing shape. Care to take him through a harder course? Okay, good luck.
Now this is a design philosophy for the minigames that I'm personally a fan of, where you have like an easy first round for people who just need that extra orb to get to that next part of the game, and then you have a harder version of the minigame afterwards for completionists who actually want to be kind of challenged, you know. So that's a good way to approach it, in my personal opinion. Mario Odyssey does some of that kind of stuff too, with like the jump rope minigame, where first you get 10, then you have to get like 20 or 30 or something like that.
Incredible! You've got real talent. I could use a partner like you. You can have the orb I found in my other flipper too.
Why, thanks, Greg Berger. This is Greg Berger. He voices both Hunter and Ripto in this game. And by the way, we fully completed the stage, and yeah. Like I said, it's one of the longer stages with more stuff to do in it, so I like Aquaria Towers. It's a good level. Very visually distinct, lots of some of the better side quests in the game, and uniquely structured. It sticks out. You remember this stage. One of the best in Spyro 2, in my personal opinion. But yeah, that's... And knowing this game, that seahorse probably died off screen. Because this is Murder Party, and that's what this game should be called, is Murder Party. So people just get fucking killed in this game.
Well done, Spyro. Now that you have 6 talismans, this door will open. Okay, Spyro, jump through that hole in the floor to get down to Crush's dungeon. I'll help you by tossing sheep through the hole if I can catch them. Good luck.
Alright, so now we've reached our first boss battle in Spyro 2. There are fewer bosses than there were in Spyro 1, but they are much better than the bosses in Spyro 1. The bosses in Spyro 1 were pathetic. The bosses in Spyro 2 are actually pretty good.
Before you get to the castle dungeon, Spyro, I thought that you might want to know how Ripto and his monsters arrived in Avalar. You see, last week in the winter tundra, the professor was working on some new super portal technology.
There. That's the last orb in place. Now let's see. All we need are some coordinates.
Yeah, how about 22475? That's my birthday.
No, Hunter, don't!
What?
Get off! Get off me, you useless buffoons! Why can't either of you? Where are we? No dragons. Wonderful. Crush, go back and pack my bags. We're moving in. Say hello to your new king.
Professor, shut it down! Hurry!
Oh my, I can't see the switch. I think I've broken my glasses.
Crush, go through the portal, you idiot.
To all your friends to take the orbs and scatter them throughout Avalar, quickly!
No! Go! Crush! Get the orbs now! No! You despicable little creature! I'll kill you!
This is bad news for Avalar. Hunter, why didn't you chase him?
Yeah, I would have gone after him. But didn't he say something about not liking dragons?
Professor, could we catch a dragon to help us?
Yes, I think so. We'll need a world that has an alignment much better suited to intercepting one of these creatures. How about Glimmer?
Good idea. We better go right now.
That was interesting. But we'll talk about that later. For now, we have our first boss battle with Crush, who is a running character in the series alongside Ripto. Yeah, he's one of Ripto's chief minions. There is a skill point. If you can defeat Crush without taking a single hit, then you will get a skill point. So that's what I'm gonna try to do. Thankfully, with Crush, that's pretty doable because his attack pattern is so easy to memorize. Especially if you've already played the game recently. Basically, you flame him, then he tries to hit you with his club, and that causes an avalanche that hits him. And now that we've gotten a couple hits in, the panels will change to red, which means that they're gonna shoot... Well, I already fucked up my skill point, so I gotta go commit seppuku real quick. Thankfully, that's pretty easy, because you got the whole thing. Yeah, that's what happens when you die, is you know, it fades to black and the counter goes down. Alright, so let's give that a second try. This boss is really easy, by the way. I only bothered to kill myself just so I could get the skill point. As you can see, compared to something like fucking Toasty or Jacques, this is actually a boss that tries to hit you and actually takes more than a couple hits. So I'd say that this is a unanimous improvement over the first game, just in terms of boss design. And the later bosses are actually kind of challenging, so... Alright, so he'll shoot off a couple fireballs, and then that's when you have your chance to come in and hit him. It's kind of hard to know where he's gonna go, though. And then each time he triggers an avalanche, I find that it reaches just a little bit further, maybe. Oh shit, man. Gotta watch out. Okay, had to focus on that. Like, as you can see with Crush, and now in this last stage of the fight, the panels will alternate between Fireball mode and Electricity mode. And he'll get in one extra attack compared to before. So before he'd only... And now he's gonna start chasing after you and trying to hit you with his club, but as long as you keep running, eventually he'll club the ground and take the hit, so... Yeah. Alright, so now So he'll do 3 rings before he moves on to the next panel now. And he's gonna chase after us. So make sure that you're kind of going around the edge of the arena. That'll give you a little bit more headroom when he tries to hit you with this club. Yeah, so trying to get the skill point from this guy is just fine in my personal opinion. The boss's attacks are, you know, telegraphed pretty well. So it's a fairly doable little challenge, and it's kind of a nice way to, if you've played the game a billion times, to kind of make the fight a little bit more interesting. So we got one more hit left, or I don't know, I guess that's it. We've beat him.
Now, Crush! You may have been able to defeat that simpleton, but Gulp will be more than a match for you.
Bring it on, Shorty.
Gulp, come here now! Destroy him, and make sure it's painful! What? The roof? Gulp, get me out of here! So long, dragon.
What a wuss.
So, yeah, that's all that happened.
That Ripto has caused enough damage. All his meddling has cost me a fortune. If it wasn't for Spyro, I'd be bankrupt. If Ripto were here, I'd give him a piece of my mind. In fact, I'd give him a lot more than that. I was a champion bantamweight boxer at university, and I still know a few moves. Take that, and that. Boo. Ah! Why, you...
So I'm pretty sure Laura's gonna show up here in just a second. Or not. So yeah, that was the first hub world of Spyro 2 done and over with. Well, technically we're not done, because we got more shit we gotta collect there. Sorry. Whoa, don't know where that came from. So we'll do more of that in the next episode, I think. For now, I think I'd like to take a quick break, and then we'll come back for some more Spyro 2 after that. So until then, I'm EXO, and I will see you guys next time for episode 6.